What we got going on today on this episode is an '08 Grand Caravan. We're going to change the oil on it, and we're going to change out the front axles. Y'all come along with us and see what we get into on this outfit. First things first, we got to build some air pressure. Yeah, air compressor, we had to put it in here. The other one outside, it blowed the motor up on it. So we get some air pressure built up. We'll pull off these wheels that the tire shop put on. You know what happens when a tire shop puts them on? They set them on with a 1-inch impact, and they let them hammer until they just almost break, and then that's what they do. We'll see if we can get them off with this Ingersoll Rand Matco 600 foot-pound torque impact. Let's see. I've got about as much room in this shop, it's 30 by 70 shop, as a 15-foot travel trailer does in the bathroom. That'll do it. That'll do it. That cordless cobalt wouldn't do it. See what we can get into here. Come here. Holy. Maybe this won't be too awful bad. I know that nut right there has got to come off. Probably the lower ball joint. I don't know if I'll take it off. I guess I will, because these up here move on the strut. Be my best bet. See if I can find that socket. Oh, that's it. That's a 33. I've got a 32. Can't tell what that is. That's a little bigger. 33 looks like it might be what I have to use. There it is. Let's see if we can get some more light on this subject. That might help out a little bit. Weren't too bad. Be nice if it just popped right out. I don't know that it's going to. I know it'll move quite a bit. I don't think I can get it to move that much. Let me see if I can get this brake caliper off. Get some lookage on this thing. Let me turn this steering wheel first. That's a 13. I've got one of them. There. I've got a little impact. I can pull them out with it. If it's got enough battery. Supposed to let them swing, but no pressure on it. almost ready for a set of brake pads. When I do, I'm going to put new rotors on it. Let's see if I can pull that caliper bracket off. You can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, that brake rotor's got hot spots in it. Here, 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 here. It's time for another set of rotors. They've got a little wear in them. Got some fine grooving in it. I think those brake pads were high metallic. And that was probably situation with some of our noise that we've had. So might be able to pull this brake well, these are pistol Pete to get in and out, so may just not do that. Ain't much of a good way to do this. Get down low, see what we can get into underneath. Okay, I got the bottom ball joint loose. A lot of people say you got to pull the two top bolts here loose. You don't have to do that. If you take this axle nut loose, push your axle in, it gives you room to get your bottom ball joint loose. It gives you enough room to get you a boxed in wrench on that socket. Or the wrench, bolt head, nut head, whatever. Anyway, if it's seated real good, you'll be able to spin it out no problem. It's a lock nut. That is a problem on some of them. But luckily, this was new. I just put it in not long ago. But I've got the axle out of the spindle now. Right there, you can see. This is all loose. I did take the sway bar rod loose and really needed to take the steering arm loose. But you can get it without it. That's old mechanic tricks, makes it to where you can just pop it around there and get it out of there pretty quick. But now I'm going to get underneath, pop the axle out of the transmission, and here's my new axle sitting right here, ready to go. And as soon as I get that one popped out, I'm going to pop this one right back in, hopefully not losing any transmission foot. But here we go. We're going to try this. All right. We're going to try this. Hopefully we don't lose that much fluid. Just popped right out. Just like that. Got a little bit lost, not even a teaspoon. I'm going to tap on the end of the axle with a rubber hammer, make sure I'm seated. Y'all watch that for me under there. Feels like it's seated good. Looks like it is. I don't see any fluid leaking. All right, now we'll get back on this outside. All right, now as you see right here, that's my new axle. Get right here and pull this nut off. I'm gonna have to set you up on my tripod again because I'm not gonna be able to do this one-handed. Because this has got to, I got to pull this back and slide that in. So I'm gonna try to set y'all up here to where y'all can see. Okay, not the best I can get you. Hopefully you can see. But you got to pull this back, angle that, pop that up in there. I probably need to put that in there first. I don't really know. I think it's just a wear shim maybe. It wasn't one in this one. Let me put it in there just in case. See, it's not that hard to pop them out. A lot of people makes it very difficult. That's all you got to do right there. It's back in there. Now, just reinstall this in your spindle, your bottom ball joint, tighten that up, and then put your sway bar back on and reassemble everything out here. And that'll be it. Ball joint back on. Do it this way, and you don't have to have the front end realigned. Because on the Dodge Grand Caravan, when you move these two bolts, it moves your caster camber, mainly the caster. So you lose position. So you got a little movement here, you got a little movement here, a little movement over there. That's all that movement. If you move one of them, you got to have the front end realigned. But you do it this way, you don't have to realign your front end. Tight enough. Okay. Over here. Move this. Telling you, that will be torqued good enough. I know you're supposed to have it torqued to a certain, like 115 foot-pounds of torque, but I'm telling you that right there, it gets it more than that. So, it gets it good enough. Now, I'm gonna put my sway bar bracket back in. Nothing to that. And you're saying, I'm scared about your safety. I'm not. I've done this for years and years. I'm telling you. If you're too scared of doing it, don't do it. I do me, you do you. How about that? We'll all be happy. Now, just spun back around one more time. My rotor. My brand new Tractor Supply hat. Then got dirty. Good thing it's only $4.99. Brakes are back on. Yeah, I need some new brakes, but it's gonna work for now. It was working beforehand. It'll work again. Yep, looks like I gotta get a sock for the wrench over there. About that. Got it. Side is DUN. Yeah, I said that. DUNED. Done. That axle was done. See if I can get the steering wheel back on. That big socket. That right here. All right. Got it done. I'll go to the other side and get that side knocked out. And other than changing oil, we'll be done with this thing. Won't take too long on the other side. I know a little bit more what I'm doing. So, we'll be back with you here in a little bit. Well, I've got the axle back in on this side. Got the bottom ball joint tightened up. I'm fixing to put my sway bar bracket back up. Might not have had to take the sway bar loose, but I wanted a little bit more flexibility. I didn't take the steering arm loose on this side. I just took the ball joint loose and the sway bar arm. Might not have had to took that off, but that gave me a little bit more flexibility. All you gotta do is when you pull that bottom ball joint loose, take you a little bar, like that right there, a little heel bar, and it goes right up in the end of that A-arm right there, and you can just shove down. Once you knock it loose, you take your hammer and hit your bottom of your spindle right there on the hub, or you can take a separator, whatever. But these are brand new ball joints, and I didn't want to tear the rubbers up, so I hit the spindle, 3 or 4 good licks with a good hammer, and you gotta hit some good firm licks on it, but it'll pop that ball joint loose. Then you just take your heel bar, stick right up in there, pry that down, and you can pull your strut and your spindle and everything over here. You push your axle through, and when you pull this around here like that, that axle will just pop right out. And then you get up underneath it with your pry bar. I like to take a crowbar and get right up against the transmission and just pop it, and it'll usually just pop that little snap ring that's on the inside of an axle, and pop it loose, and then get back out here, pull the axle out, and have my other axle ready to go in and go right back in with it, and you lose minimal fluid that way. I just have just a few drops under here from where it the other side it spilled just a little bit more than this side. But anyway, got that done. Now we're going back together with it, and I'm pretty tickled. Have this done. Now I've got new lower control arms, new bushings, new ball joint, new strut, new axles, new wheel bearings. Everything's new on the front of this van, other than the motor and transmission. It's got 266,000 miles on it. And it's cost us a lot of money this year in repairs, but luckily it's still rolling. That's tight. Don't have to worry about that. I promise you, you will not have to worry about that. Put my little clips back in. It came out. And my bolts. That's about how we do it. Nothing fancy, just get the job done. We don't have fancy lifts, all that stuff. We've just got an old jack or two, and a couple jack stands, a few handy impacts and wrenches. Makes things a little easier. I did this stuff when I was a kid with my dad with ratchet and end wrenches, and that's all we had. We didn't even have an impact. Didn't have one of these. We had to use a lug wrench, taking the wheels off. Did it for years. I thought we'd died and gone to heaven whenever we got an impact wrench. Well, as you can tell, this is not the Dodge van. We got it done. There's a couple more little small things I need to do to it, like some sway bar bushings. The inner bushings, I need to get those. Outer bushings are fine. Axles are fine. Everything's good now. It don't make that bump sound when you on and off the gas. One of those axles was totally wore out. But the right front and left front, mainly the right front, the sway bar bushing bumps as you go across the bump. And that's the only thing it can be, because everything else is brand new on the front end. I mean everything else. A-arms, struts, bushings, everything. We just put axles in it, as you just saw. So it's got to be my sway bar bushing, so which I needed to do all this anyway. It rebuilds the front end in it, And so we want to thank you for coming along with us on that journey. I may record when I put sway bar bushings in it. We'll see. That'd be a pretty good little video. I haven't ever put them in it. I don't even know how it looks under there to see if it's easy got to or a nightmare. So, but anyway, we'll see when that day comes. But until then, I'm going to be working on this truck. I'm fixing to see about putting my window felts in on this truck here. So I'll take y'all along with that job, and but that'll be another video. Catch y'all later. This is Outfits Garage saying God bless you. Russell here saying keep a hammering, guys.